What's up, good people, and welcome to the
The
Fallway
Fallway
Brothers.
Brothers.
My name is Kevin,
And my name is J Mac.
and here to talk about a few topics, man. But first of all, how you doing out there, California, Jordan?
I'm good, man. Sunny California. I can't complain. Beautiful weather. You know how it is.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. And this podcast, guys, brought to you from two different sides of the U.S. I'm out here in Atlanta. My brother's out there in California. You got a 3-hour time difference. We can talk about how hard that is a little bit further down the line. But right now, let's get to some of these topics. What you got for us here today, Jordan?
Oh, man, we got to talk about, first of all, we got to jump into the NBA. They have a little bit too much that's going on in this offseason. We got to jump straight into it. And we're going to kick into that right about now, talking about the new accusations. What do you think about the DeAndre Jordan situation?
DeAndre Jordan, a.k.a. the new LeBron James, straight psych out right now. This guy here pulled the ultimate psych on the Dallas Mavericks by saying that he was going to go to him. How I feel about that, man, he should actually stay with the Clippers. Number one, you ain't going to get no further going with the Dallas Mavericks than you're going with the Clippers right now. It's not like y'all made it past round 3 anyway. But go where the money is. I think that, right now he had a great career with the Clippers. Staying faithful with the Clippers be good for him, but if he wants to be realistic about it, man, play it out.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you're looking at DeAndre. I don't understand why he ever thought that it would be a good idea to even go to the Dallas Mavericks, because Chris Paul is really the reason for his success. I mean, you might have problems with your teammate. Who hasn't had problems with their teammates? Plenty of players, abundance of players down the line had a problem with their teammates, but you have to win. At the end of the day, if you're trying to win the ring, you have to just kick all that aside and just say, what's best for my stats, what's best for me to be successful in the league. Plus, the Clippers could give you more money. So why go to Dallas Mavericks where you're going to go with somebody who you're going to have throw to you? Wesley Matthews, he just had an Achilles injury. He couldn't even play in the playoffs, and you're going to go ahead and have him be the guy that's going to kick it out to you. Stay with CP3, stay with Blake Griffins, stay in California. It only makes sense.
I don't even think he can argue this. First of all, you're a professional basketball player with a 41% free throw percentage. Like, how could you do that? Like, every game, like, this man is missing free throws. I don't think you have room to argue with people when you're missing key shots. And key shots tend to be those free throws because people are fouling DeAndre Jordan just to get him to the line. How are you going to take this to Dallas? Dallas not going to prosper with that. But if you take it back to the Clippers, right, with that starting five you have right now, of course, you have your Chris Paul, you got your Blake Griffin. Everybody on the squad that you have there is just literally playing around you. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul's going to deliver you the ball. Nobody's going to deliver you the ball like that, just like you said before, which I agree with. Right now, it looks like he's been putting up great numbers. I mean, he plays about 26 minutes a game on average. That has gone up over the past year, with the past 2 years being about 34 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's getting a lot more playtime with the Clippers. I don't see him being a rising superstar with Dallas and what they bring to him. He's just going to go over there and end up kind of being like a Paul Gasol was Chicago in a sense sometimes. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, what happens is when he was with the Clippers, the reason why he couldn't play as many minutes was because of his free throw shooting. So in the fourth quarter, towards the end of the game, they would have to take him out because he became a liability.
Yeah, you being now a liability just puts you at risk. I mean, free throw shooting, look how big that is, especially in the games, as you saw in the finals, where they would intentionally foul Thompson to put him at the line. Golden State would intentionally foul Thompson, and he would actually miss those free throws as far as that goes, and put the Clippers back. I mean, put the Warriors out the game pretty much as far as that goes. So when you see how big free throw shooting is in the NBA, I don't think he has much to argue with. As far as I'm concerned, with him being how big he is, I mean, he gets the rebounds. Yes, his average of rebounds has gone up over the years. He's up to around 15 rebounds a game for this past season. But as far as everything else goes, man, he's just kind of, in my opinion, more of a mediocre big guy. He needs to show me that he can play a bigger role in this organization. And your role right now is to play off of Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. Get those rebounds, take your money, and go with it, Mr. Jordan.
It makes sense. It makes total sense. I mean, who are you going to go play with in Dallas anyway? Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki is 37 years old. At this point, his time of winning, or playing for championships has gone away. Okay? And with DeAndre Jordan, it's kind of different because you look at, they'll say hack a Shaq. But when Shaquille O'Neal was getting hacked, he would miss free throws, but Shaquille O'Neal still had 30-something points.
Right.
So it was balancing out.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Jordan would have about 16 points, so it's not really balancing out. Or he may have a game where he only has 9 points, and then he's missing these free throws, so he becomes a liability. So stay in a place where you're going to be comfortable, to where don't get into all that hype where people's talking to you in your ear saying, okay, you could be the man now, you could do this, you can do that. You don't have to be the man at this point. Get your money and get these championships. Now you have Paul Pierce coming to the team. You also have Lance Stevenson coming to the team. That's two great additions that's going to be coming to the team. That's going to be able to take some of the pressure off the team. Plus, last season, if you look into the playoffs, the Clippers couldn't even go. They would go possibly 6 or 7 deep sometimes in certain games. But most games, they would have most of the starters that are going to be on the floor most of the time. This season, they're not going to have that. If they keep Jamal Crawford, they're going to have Lance Stevenson. They're going to have Paul Pierce. They're going to have enough people that's going to be able to come off the bench. Now, I do think that they need to add. It doesn't have to be a big man, but somebody that can take some minutes off of DeAndre Jordan this upcoming season. But now he has put more pressure on himself than ever before with this big fiasco that he did.
Yeah, but definitely put a lot of pressure on him. But Lance Stevenson, like I said again, and Paul Pierce coming to the team definitely could take a lot of stress off the Clippers. Being as though Lance Stevenson is that type of person and that type of basketball player that plays that rough style. Now, his hustle stats are amazing. His track record, goes as far as when he, disrupts LeBron James, the time when he played the Pacers. You can't seem to outplay that or see that being different. Now, this last season, sure, he didn't put up the numbers that he normally would put up, but he did a lot of things for the Charlotte Bobcats that many wouldn't think he could do. And moving on to Paul Pierce, just look at what he has done for the Washington Wizards. Being with the Wizards, making game-winning shots. Of course you have the greatness over there. That player right there with Paul Pierce just moving around. I think this might be his last team that he's going to be able to play for, and best team to actually give him an opportunity to actually take home another ring through Paul Pierce. So Paul Pierce, Chris Paul, Lance Stevenson, all these things they're putting together over there at the Clippers, you want to think that they'll probably at least make it to the conference finals this year.
They have to. At this point, they have to. I think with CP3 at this point in his career, what is he? I believe he's about the same age as LeBron James at this point. And, it's just coming to a point where he has to make the playoffs, unless it's just always going to be a monkey on his back. It's always going to be that thing where they're going to say, okay, well, you never even made it out of the second round. So I think this is the upcoming season. They have to make it out of. They have to justify everything that went down this off season. And also they have to get back at the Houston Rockets, because last season, by them going up 3-1 and allowing them to come back to beat them, that was heartbreaking. And they need to make that up next season. They have to. At this point, they have to.
They definitely have to. And the clock is definitely clicking for Chris Paul right now as far as his seasoned veteranship and being a lead role player. Granted, last season, with his past season, in the playoffs was the best three-point percentage he's ever put up in the game as far as made. He shot about 41% beyond the three-point arc, putting up about a good 32 to 28 points per game. He's definitely putting up the numbers. What I'm actually looking at for is that whole team and organization would be the focus on Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is going to have to develop another key part in the game to make this team take it a step further, because without him, it's definitely not going to go anywhere at all. Chris Paul moving about 30. 30 years old. He can't slow down as much. You can think of him as what Steve Kerr, Hornacek was to the Utah Jazz back in the day around the Jordan era and the Karl Malone era. Pretty
John
much
Stockton.
John Stockton, definitely.
Yeah.
During those eras, that's where he shines the most. He just has that pizzazz that everyone else doesn't really have in the NBA. Right now, you got a couple more years for that to kick in, but we shall see where it goes.
Yeah, there's only one other player that can pass, to me, at this point in time, can pass better than Chris Paul, or that can see the floor as well as Chris Paul, and that's LeBron James. That's it. Besides that, Chris Paul is by far the best passer. He's still the best playmaker. He still has the most fight for a little guy at point guard. And that's why I don't blame everything on him when it comes down to him not making it to the conference finals or not at least getting into a championship at this point. But by him being a star player and getting paid as a star player, you have to start developing. You have to start moving forward to trying to get into that conference finals round, because people are always going to go against you and always going to try to say, okay, well, you didn't make it to the conference finals. So as long as he hasn't made it to at least the conference finals this upcoming season, which I think this upcoming season, with all the moves that the Clippers have made, they haven't made big moves, but they made little key moves that made sense for their team. And also, you're bringing in, like you said before, you're bringing in a Paul Pierce, who's going to be able to help this team out. He has a lot of experience. He's won a championship with Doc, so it makes sense for them to come in this season and beat him. And I think, really honestly, everybody's jumping on the Spurs bandwagon. I believe that the Clippers could beat the Spurs. That's just me. They can beat the Spurs.
Without the lucky shot that they had in the playoffs right there with Chris Paul, hopefully they can.
Yeah, that was a lucky shot, but I still see it as, and maybe I'm bitter. Okay, I'm a LeBron James fan. They did take the championship away from him a few years ago, but all I'm saying is that I know that the Clippers can beat the Spurs at this point. They have all the necessary tools to beat them. They just have to put it all together, man. They have to come all together and win it this year.
Definitely. And the big acquisition over there in New Orleans, the New Orleans Pelicans throwing out big money to keep Anthony Davis. What you think about that, man?
Oh man, I've been saying this for years. I said, listen, if you have to pay this man $1 billion to stay, you find a way to get $1 billion. You hear me? Because there's no way you allow Anthony Davis to walk away from your organization. Okay? There's just no way you allow him to walk away. Everybody has him as being the best player within the next 2 years. Just by that alone, if people are already saying this, and you can see it on the floor, you can see the different things he can do. And I did just hear that they had a report a few days ago that was saying that he's going to be developing his three-point shot. So that's another dangerous key. He's going to be adding a three-point shot to his repertoire. This guy can rebound. This guy can score in the paint. He can block consistently. He can steal. Just remember, this guy was a point guard before, and then sprouted up 9 inches. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. So I think they needed to give him that money. At this point, give him the money. Make sure you got him locked down. Don't let him go anywhere. The good thing is that he's signed. That's showing that he's willing to at least build with this team, that he sees something in this team. They just got Alvin Gentry as the coach. So, I just want to see what they're going to do in the future. Hopefully they can get some other key players to go down there and play with them. It's a big thing for the Pelicans. They have to keep, they have to keep on progressing with their team. They have to keep on just looking for other players that they can add, just key players, get you some veteran players in there as well. That way that they can work around Anthony Davis, let him work pretty soon. I can see the Pelicans within the next 3 to 4 years getting to the conference finals. That's just me. This guy is that good to me. I've seen his abilities. I've seen what he can do. All we need now, he has his money. Now it's just time to work. That's it.
Well, you can definitely tell he's a player by the numbers. Right now he's been putting up, especially in the playoffs, 31.5 points per game average in the playoffs. Now he's kicked that up in the postseason, going from the regular season, because he normally just shoots up about 24.4 points per game in the regular season, but turning it up in the postseason when he had to play against the Golden State Warriors, which was the number one team in the West, by the way. So you had to come out and play a bigger game, and he actually showed that he would be willing to do that. Now, he was playing more minutes per game when he did do that, but his field goal percentage didn't even drop. It actually got a little bit better. It jumped up to 57% shooting from the field. Now, if he does work on that three-point shot, like I said again, if he gets that, he's going to be one dangerous forward. I could see him being more like a Dirk Nowitzki in a sense, because just the way he can actually take a shot and create his own shot, if he was to do that. Definitely big shout out to Dirk, still keeping it down in Dallas. But with Anthony Davis has that presence. He can only get better. It's only up from here. Training with the best, working around his team. Someone is going to come to New Orleans and see that he has what it takes to bring somebody to the championship, and they're going to put players around him. That's just how it's going to be. It's only his second year, about second, third year here. Next season, we look forward to seeing what the Kentucky grad is going to do.
Yeah, I mean, and also you have a lot of teams that's over there in the West. A lot of things did get shaken up by this new this past off season this summer. But I want to see. I also want what I'm looking forward to. I want to see if Kevin Durant is good with that new. He had a few injuries last year. I mean, pretty much over the past year and a half, he's been having a few injuries. I just want to see exactly what happens with that foot, if he can push off it the way he used to, or if he's going to be, a little timid when he comes back. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Russell Westbrook. There's a whole lot to look forward to this upcoming season. But the Anthony Davis thing is a big thing when it comes down to the Pelicans. I mean, I'm just looking forward to that so that I can see exactly what he's going to develop into. I'm just excited about their team,
Yeah, definitely. And then, got right now at Spurs, they are picking up some key pieces as well. I mean, Spurs is a team I believe would never go away. This is the fundamentals that they have as a whole organization. But check out this. They got Danny Green at a sweet deal. And right now, he's been putting up numbers. He's putting up the points. He's there when they need him to be. His 3-point shooting is really good. As far as being a 3-point shooter, he's always there when you actually need him to come off with the Spurs. A real key player, in my opinion, when it comes to him and Moore Lewis, when they're coming off. The big key role. Definitely, I don't know how many more years we have with Tim Duncan going to be around. But with these players and Tim Duncan, with his fundamentals, I can see the Spurs going somewhere as well this upcoming season.
Tim Duncan ain't ever retired, man. Okay?
Tim Duncan's
supposed to retire 3 years ago. They've been saying this is the last season of Tim Duncan. Okay, we're going to look to next season. Maybe next season is going to be the last season of Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan ain't ever going to retire, man. Tim Duncan going to be out there popping whatever he got to pop to play in the game. Okay? Him and Pop will never. This man going to be 67 years old still playing for the Spurs. Pop going to be 102 still coaching the Spurs. This man is never going to retire, okay? Now me, I'm not too much of a Spurs fan, but I'm not going to be biased on this, okay? Spurs could win because they did go ahead and add on LaMarcus Aldridge. They already have Tim Duncan. This guy is playing still as if he's, I'm not going to say that he's moving like he's 27 or 28, but this guy is still finding ways to make shots, finding ways to win games as if he's in his prime. And I don't know when his prime is going to end, but when the Spurs play against anybody, there's always a chance that they're going to win. They could be playing against the youngest, best guys in the league. Spurs still find a way to win. Now, Manu Ginobili, he should have stayed this season, but I guess he's trying to go on for the ride. Me, at this point, I do think Manu Ginobili, I'm not going to say he's washed up, but he's not at his best. Let's just say that.
Yeah, with all that going on about the mobility, we can actually jump to another topic as far as that goes. Dwayne Wade. Right now, his financial stability right now with Miami is actually going to shoot down. He's looking to take a decrease with his contract because they need to put some people around him right now. He's actually playing like he's older than Tim Duncan to look at it right now, but he still has his 5-man unit. Right now, we see him with he got Dragic, he has Luol Deng, Chris Bosh, and he also has Whiteside right now when he's looking at as far as his quality players that he has around him. But has he been the same, and will he be the same going into the season's upkeep? Do you see him coming up? Do you see him going down? What do you see Dwayne Wade in the next season here?
Now, I won't lie to you. With Dwayne Wade, because he just signed a deal. He got a $20 million deal that he just signed. It's a 1-year deal. Because he opted out of his contract, which was going to be about 16 for the upcoming season. And, I really thought that Dwayne Wade should have, if he wanted to make sure that he was going to be okay, he should have signed a long-term deal. Now, I understand betting on yourself. They have a lot of TV money that's going to be coming in. A lot of teams are going to have a lot of money that they can just start throwing at players. LeBron James, just to throw him in this category right now, a player like him can bet on himself. because LeBron James hasn't really had that injury that you can say, okay, this injury right here is going to stop him. Dwayne Wade has had multiple injuries and was one of the reasons why they couldn't beat the Spurs. Not this past season, but the year before when they had LeBron, was because of Dwayne Wade's inability to get on the court. He's playing most of the time with Dwayne Wade. If you're going to sign him to a contract, you're signing him to the contract to play between 50 to 55 games a year. And so I understand that he wants to bet on himself and try to get that new TV money that's going to come in. But I would have if I was Dwayne Wade, I would have done a long-term deal. That way that I can guarantee that I have money that's going to be coming in instead of trying to bet on yourself as if you know that you're not going to get injured. Now, I hope he doesn't get injured. But Dwayne Wade keeps himself I want him to succeed. He has a good team this year. They just added Amar'e Stoudemire to the team. Not saying that that's going to do anything, but that'll be another body that you can have coming off the bench. Hassan Whiteside, big time player. I like the way that he gets in there. He gets those rebounds. He blocks on a consistent basis. I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with their team. But, they took care of him this year. He signed a 1-year deal. Again, he's betting on himself to see if he can come back next season. And when that TV money comes out, that he can go ahead and get another deal that's going to be higher than that. But if I was him, I would have signed a long-term deal. That way that I could have made sure that I kept that money coming in, even if I would have gotten injured.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But right now, looking at him, he's being loyal to his team through Miami. Sticking with him for that 1 year is definitely a big step. He's not the only one. Right now, Draymond Green is he's actually staying with the Golden State Warriors. And that's a big topic as is right here as well, because is the Golden State Warriors going to do it again? Do we predict the Golden State Warriors doing it again? The squad is somewhat the same. Definitely have everybody almost coming back. We're trying to see what they're going to do as far as cap space and room. But the champions from last year, do they repeat, or is that it for the Warriors?
Well, when you look at the Warriors, honestly, if they can consistently shoot the ball the way that they did last season, then yes. And if they can, they would have to consistently shoot the ball. They would have to consistently shoot the ball the way they did this year. They would have to do that next year. Because a lot of jump shooting teams, just like, Charles Barkley was saying something about this before, about jump shooting teams, when what happens when the ball doesn't go in. And we kind of seen a few times in the playoffs where that happened. Where, it might be a night where Steph Curry wasn't on. On top of that, you didn't have Klay Thompson that was on. You wouldn't have Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes. Some of those guys wasn't coming off the bench hitting shots. And it was in predicaments where they could have lost certain series because they couldn't hit shots. So, and the reason why it worked out for them when they were going against the Cavaliers is because Cavaliers didn't have that many players that was coming off the bench. So it was a tired team that couldn't take full advantage of them missing a lot of shots. So, next season, it's a possibility. Anything can happen in the playoffs, and that's a very young, energetic team. They play together. So I can easily see them going to the finals next season. As long as they keep that shot consistent, I can see them going to the finals next season with no problem. They're going to have to go up against teams like the Spurs. They have to remind, and they need to put this in their locker room. Kevin Durant is coming back. Russell Westbrook is coming. Okay? Russell Westbrook is coming. So be ready for Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant will be back next season. You have the Clippers who got back DeAndre Jordan. So all these teams are making key moves, and some of these guys are actually just coming back. So it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Steph Curry to do what he did last season with that team. But, I like the young guy. I want to see him win. So, I want to see him make it to the finals. You know who I want to see win. But that's it.
Yes. Well, looking into it right now, as far as the state of hip-hop, we got the freshman class, which was a big topic this past month. Right now, it looks like the actual freshman class consists of Fetty Wap, Dej Loaf, Rari, Kid, OG Mako, Shy Glizzy, Godlink, K-Camp, Vince Staples, and Tink. Now this freshman class of these, how many of these are actually hip hop artists that actually has the flow of the old hip hop that we used to know to? Like we got Drake nowadays, we have Kendrick Lamar, we have J. Cole. These are the ones who were the freshman class years ago. These rappers right now, in comparison to them, don't even hold a candle, in my opinion. I mean, we're looking at Fetty Wap. What songs does he come out with?
Well, he got 2 back-to-back songs. He has Trap Queen, and he got the Come My Way, Baby Come My Way, featuring Drake. He's really showing some consistency, and that's the way it is now. You have singles more than anything. You don't have to have a full body of work in order to show, that you don't even have to have a full body of work to be on top now in the rap game. You can just have a single, and you're the hottest thing out there. But the only problem that you have is that, we've seen this the past few years. We've seen guys come out with a song, or maybe they may have 2 songs that come out. And then a year and a half later, or even not that long, 9 months later, they're not there. So I'm not saying that Fetty Wap is that type of rapper. I need to see more from him, but yeah,
Dej Loaf, great rapper. I think out of this class, one of the most promising, in my opinion. Uh, Music, melody, everything, A1, in my opinion, just takes time. I think getting right with the right rappers and getting with the right producers will make this artist what she needs to be.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you on that one because Dej Loaf, out of that class of rappers for the freshman class, Dej Loaf has the most potential. Between her and Tink, it's funny because the 2 female rappers in that bunch actually has the most potential out of all of those on there.
Out of all of
And I've heard a few things from Tink before. She has a song "A Million," which samples the 1 in Million from Aaliyah, which it's easy for her to get those samples because she's with Timbaland. That's Timbaland's artist. But she has a lot of promise. I actually listened to her before. I heard her on the Breakfast Club when she freestyled. So I have a lot. She has a lot of upside to me. Between her and Tink, those are the 2. Tink has that song with she's just on a chorus for what's his name? Kid Ink. She has a song out there with Kid Ink, and she's just on the hook. And I like the song just because she's on the hook. So she kills it. But I think she has the most upside. What I would like to see I would like to see a full length album. And I'll be anticipating that just so I can see, and that way I can give a full disclosure on what she, I give a full assessment on what she's doing. But between her and Tink, I think those 2 have the most upside. I like Fetty Wap. I like his songs. I need to see a full body of work, and then I can go ahead and give him my grade on him. But right now, it's kind of like an incomplete at this point.
Clearly incomplete. But right now, of course, the all-stars in rap, which include Drake, J. Cole, Big Sean, all these rappers, they definitely are hitting high on the charts right now. They're, staying up there, keeping it fierce for what they're doing. And Kendrick Lamar, every time you go around anywhere, you go here, we gonna be all right. But just the lyricists that they are, I believe, will have them in the game way longer than anybody coming out with the trap queens and the bando and all that stuff there. I mean, you got 2 singles talking about that, but where's your singles that's actually with you, showing me how good you are as a lyricist, which is why I was saying that this list to me, minus the fact that I believe that Take Tink, Gold Link, Dej Loaf, I feel like it's a joke. It's what it is.
And then they have Kid on there, and we know Kid.
We know Kid. Yeah, Kid is definitely
squad up back in the day.
Squad up back in the day, definitely. He is definitely somebody also I see coming off that list. But all the rest of it definitely seems like, one hit or done singles. As far as that goes, there with the hip hop class. Now, segue into that, a lot of rappers or hip hop artists right now out there are making just dance songs because you got people coming out with whipping and nay-naying and saying that they hip hop artists. I don't see how people allow these people to get past the golden gates of hip hop. Rather than, I think that's pop. You're a pop.
Yeah, you like pop hip hop.
Yeah, pop hip
Pop
hop.
pop hip hop. They should have a new genre called pop hip
Pop
hop,
hip hop or hip hop.
and you
You
should
know,
throw.
something like that. Definitely should throw those in there. Anything dancing, you want to whip, you want to nay, you want to rock the boat. I don't care what you want to do. You want to bring back all old stuff and put it on there for one song. We're gonna call you hip hop. Now, one person that's not on this list, as far as they go, I don't even think he's more of a freshman, but just thinking about him overall, as far as that goes, is Young Thug. I mean, he's right now gonna be Baby's new premier artist, considering the fact that Lil Wayne is making this exit out of that whole realm anyway. What do you think about him taking over the mantle of Lil Wayne?
I think it's a joke. I mean, if you really want my honest opinion, it's a joke. He's no, it's not. It's you can't do that. I mean, Wayne has too many years in this game. His resume is so long. Like it takes a long time to print out his resume. Okay, because that's how much stuff Wayne has done. You can't just come in and just say nobody can get a crown to him, Young Thug, just of yet. First of all, I haven't heard anything that has popped out at me that he hasn't been on the hook for. Like when he's on the hook, those songs are big. He has a nice melodic, his voice is kind of like an instrument, But I don't know. I don't see him as being better than. He's nowhere near Wayne to me. You might say the Wayne that's playing around. Wayne was playing around for maybe like 2 years, but Wayne is coming back. I just heard a few songs from him, this past week. He's
The old
spitting
Wayne.
again. Let me tell you something. Nobody can take anything away from Wayne, and him thinking that he can. If he's out there saying I'm better than Wayne, he has a problem. Some baby need to let him know what's up, okay? Because Wayne kept that boat afloat when everybody else left and made sure that they was doing what they was doing. So I don't know about him being the next Lil Wayne. He could be a next good artist, but I need to see more from him. I need to see some big singles. I need to see not just not even just big singles. When he come out with his official album, I know he just had the Barter 6, which was a mixtape. I listened to a little bit of it. It was cool, but I need to hear something full length that I can say, okay, this is your debut album. This is what it is.
Well, yeah, that's definitely it for the hip hop. For that goes there. End it right off right here for the podcast, for guys. Be sure to follow us. Definitely the Faraway Brothers on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All that's going to be in the description below. When you get to it, new podcast is going to go more into our history and tell people where we're from. I'm Kevin Mack. I'm the older brother from New Orleans, Louisiana. Born and raised. You hear me? And my little brother, pretty much, we've been staying apart for about the last 7-8 years. Been away from each other. We chill all the time. So it's kind of definitely different not to have him around, you know what I'm saying? Because we went everywhere together as kids, whether it be to the Grand, which is a movie theater back in New Orleans, back in the G before Katrina, and Wendy's down the streets to hit up the dollar menu back when the dollar menu was something to hop on as far as that goes, rocking the Six Flags, whether it be going to the mall, just going downtown to the first quarters, get some beignets or something like that. Anything we did together. So it definitely is different doing this. So this is why this whole thing was created. I mean, as a bond between two brothers trying to get together and make good things happen. We talk about this stuff all the time, is what everyone fails to realize. So it's kind of like we're having a conversation. Sure, it's a little bit different because you hear being recorded. You kind of know you're being recorded, but as you get along into it, you kind of just start talking, like I'm doing right now. I'm just talking basically, but I'm pretty sure he can attest to it as well. It's just always a pleasure working with your brother, and I look forward to this journey. What we're doing with this channel.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a big time channel. This is my older brother. We talk about this stuff all the time anyway. Most of the hot topics, most of the topics that we're going to bring up on this podcast are things that we always talk about. Or if I hear about something, I'll text him or I'll call him. So, this is just another way to get it out. And it's just going to be like a conversation. We're going to make it happen. There's going to be bigger things in the future. We're going to be branching off into even more things. It's going to, so just stay tuned for us. Be looking for us, the Faraway Brothers. I'm J Mac, New Orleans. We coming.
Yes, indeed. Be on the lookout for special guests. You know, if you somebody trying to get out there with business and everything, we'll get in touch with you. Hit us up in the link description below. We got emails, everything. Follow us on Twitter. And this is the Faraway Brothers, man. We out.